Another Brick Fan here with a look at a 18 plus set. This is set 76165, was released in June 2020, has 480 pieces, no minifigures, and cost about $60 when it was released. This is part of the new 18 plus branding that LEGO introduced this year. This is the fourth helmet released this year. The other three came from Star Wars. And these are definitely targeted at the adult collector and designed as display pieces. My first impression of this is actually quite good. I think it looks very good as the Iron Man helmet. I like how the eyes are inset just a little bit, maybe a bit too much, but definitely look good. The only two stickers that come with the set are the eyes, and there's a left and a right eye, so they're slightly angled up at the edges with some little blue lines, which are... The helmet looks good from all angles. You'll see that the stand is done in this nice black. The plaque here is printed. There's a printed earpiece here. You see on the side. And then moving around to the back, there's just a little bit. On the back, there's just a little bit of gold detailing down here around the neck. The other side looking pretty much the same as the side we just looked at. And then once again, going back over into this gold, you'll see that there's a lot of pieces that are on hinges or clips in order to get this nice shaping that we're seeing here. The cheek piece here is done on a ball joint, so you can get that shaped just right to give the look you want. It does expose some of this ball joint if you look very closely there. Obviously very difficult to get a rounded shape when using Lego bricks. The gold printing is very nice, although a little bit inconsistent. If you look closely, you can see there's a little bit of difference in some of these parts. There are also some of these gold printed pieces. I'll show you a closer look at those in just a minute, but you see that the gold is just off a little bit because it's printed here as opposed to being the metallic gold here. There's just a few of these pieces along the sides, and if you take this cover off, you'll see that it's actually a brown. You see that it's a brown piece here that is printed on the side. So just one edge of these pieces is printed to give it that, to try and blend in with the gold, but obviously it doesn't blend in exactly the same. So it is noticeable, but really only if you're looking for it. You can see a lot of the structure on the inside here of the helmet with that piece off. A lot of different colors, and the reason they do that is just makes it easier to assemble so that you can identify the pieces. Several of these pieces are used to give angles because it's on that hinge there, and then clips in to various places on the model, which I think is a good way to get that kind of curved features that we're looking for. And that simply snaps back into place there. The mouth is on a little bit of a hinge as well, so I guess it can open if you want it to. Kind of up to you as to what pose you want the figure to be in. I think it really does look good from all angles, and they did a pretty good job in creating the shaping. Certainly there's a good, nice little slope here on the top, some sloping on the sides. It is very square back here, but then they go back into the rounded around the back here as well. As far as the size, it is fairly small, but not quite as small as some of the other helmet pieces they've done. This is kind of a larger style than the one they came out with last year, if you remember the Darth Vader helmet. Just for comparison, this is the special Darth Vader helmet that came out last year, was a Target Red Card exclusive. Now, it's not a one-to-one comparison because this includes the shoulders here where it's more of a bust than just the helmet. But you can see even with the whole bust, it's probably just about the same size. Not quite as substantial as the Iron Man helmet. Just as gives you a good comparison, I would say the helmet itself on this Darth Vader is about half the size of the Iron Man helmet. Now the others that came out this year, I don't have them yet, but I think they are about the same scale as Iron Man here. Overall, as I said, this is a really nice display piece. Certainly a static model, not really designed to be anything other than a display piece, and definitely aimed at the 18 plus or adult market. As far as the price goes, price per piece is probably not super good indicator for this because there are a lot of small pieces. But even at that, it is a more expensive model at $60. So with 480 pieces, it does come in above that 10-cent per piece kind of standard that a lot of people use for value. For me, I would like to have seen this maybe $10 cheaper, around the $50 range instead of the $60 range. I think it would have been a little bit better. It does require just a little bit of tweaking to make sure everything stays right where it's supposed to be. These joints can sometimes be moved out of place as you handle the model or move the model, so that's something to keep in mind. But overall, I think a very good value if you like Star Wars or the Marvel superheroes. I think that this helmet type series has a good potential to have many different models over the years, and I look forward to seeing what else LEGO comes up with for these helmet series. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this LEGO set. I'm going to get going on my next video. Until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel to see more of my content. I've left a link to my Marvel Superheroes playlist if you want to see more reviews.